Okay, I did a little pause this time because the last time I did this live, it didn't actually start recording live, apparently, until like when I did that Mystery Mondays one. I said, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mystery Mondays on Saturday." I think this is the first. And I noticed when I was watching the video myself, it actually started at on Saturdays. I think that's a first. So, yeah, I guess I need to pause like 10 seconds at the first of these to make sure that it's actually filming. So, anyway, this is Thinking Thursdays, where all thoughts are positive. And welcome. I'm going to have a hard time again holding my phone and trying to read what I have written here. A lot of this is quotes, but also part of it is my own thoughts, of course, because that's what Thinking Thursdays is mostly about: positivity, motivation, encouragement, and thinking. So I apologize that I'm making this vlog on, well, I said Sunday because I was planning to do it yesterday and that ended up not happening. I did watch the Super Bowl. It was interesting. Rams had a really good defense, a lot better than I thought that they would have. But anyway, so yeah, last Thursday, as I had stated before, I was planning to do this vlog and I ended up not getting it done then. So, I believe the last time I made one was the Thursday before that. Um, I'm losing my place and already blah, 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 blah. So, yes. Oh, yes, that's what I was, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't get it made the Thursday of last week, this past week. But there are some reasons I'm glad that I'm making it now. And so, first, well, kind of first, I'm going to read you guys my list of good things that occurred in my life since my last Thinking Thursdays vlog. Um, I discovered after I made my Mystery Mondays one that apparently when it airs this, it does it as live, but then after it streams, it goes like it processes and they change it to private. So that's just really weird. And that may not be actually what happens, but that's what appears to happen because I did have one viewer on that one. And thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for subscribing if you subscribe. Thank you for liking the videos that you like and sharing on your social media so that your friends and family can also enjoy my videos. So, oh yes, and I'm going to do my Mystery Mondays one tonight by no later than 11 p.m. because I still have some work to do on it, and I have decided that I am going to do it on the Lena Chapin story, and then next Monday I will get back to the cold case missing persons cases from within national parks in the United States. So make sure you tune in for that tonight, no later than 11 p.m. I'm going to try to do it live. So these are the good things that have happened the past week. A lot of good things happened that I didn't make note of course, but these are the ones that I did think to make note of. And I wrote as an intro, good things happen every day. So I finally watched all of the series Bones. I finished that. That was a good thing. I gained at least 5 subscribers in one day, and I gained, I think, 2 more after that. So that was a good thing. Still don't have a lot, but I'm gaining slowly. Um, I applied for an opportunity to get back into the workforce. Haven't heard anything from the place that I applied at yet, but I might, you never can tell. I babysat my grandson and saw and or texted with all of my children, all of them, including my daughter that lives in Arkansas, because there was quite a bit of snow there here a while back, and I need to text her and check on her. It has been a few days since I've texted with her. Of course, today is Valentine's Day, so I need to text all of my kids and tell them Happy Valentine's Day, and Happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys too. But so, and one of my positive things that I had, because of course I was going to do this yesterday, I said, watching the Super Bowl later today, which I've watched it yesterday, I was going with the Bengals to win by 14, which I decided before I knew that they had beat the Chiefs. And actually, they lost by 3 points, but it was a decent game, I thought. Not as much violence in it as there is in a lot of Super Bowls because of the stress of trying to win. And I got sort of caught up on my grocery shopping. I got way behind on it whenever we had the freezing cold weather and the snow and all of that. And I'm really feeling, I've really been feeling a lot better than I had been feeling, even though I do kind of still have a pain in my right side. And a lot of times to me, when I look in the mirror, I look super pale and either yellowish or greenish. And I think it might just be the lighting in the rooms where I'm at or something that's in there. I don't know. Um, but I am feeling better. I have spent very essential time with our dogs, quite a bit of time, but I haven't got them on video much lately, I don't think. Um, and I finally got some decent sleep, not last night or the night before, but before that I did. We had a transformer blow outside, an electric transformer blow outside of our home yesterday morning at 7:30 a.m. and I had gone to bed at 3 a.m. So I got about 4.5 hours of sleep. No, I went to sleep around 2 a.m. I guess it was. I think because I think I got about 5.5 hours, maybe four. I don't remember for sure. But last night I went to sleep around midnight, and Izzy, our white dog that's in my videos, woke me up at about 4:30, and I was like, ugh. Then after I got up, I realized that they needed some water, so she had solid good reason for waking me up. Um, oh, and I watched a good movie. It's called The Fallout. It's probably not a good movie. It's probably not good for people who have PTSD due to guns or explosions, but it's definitely good to educate others on what students who survive school shootings may go through. It follows the story of a 16-year-old girl who survived a school shooting, and it's pretty emotional, but it was really good. I thought they did an excellent job on it, and again, it's called The Fallout. So that is the end of my list, not very long. Um, and that movie is one of the reasons I'm glad I'm doing this vlog today instead of last Thursday, because I wouldn't have watched it. I watched it, let me think here. Sunday it would have been last night that I watched it, so it was Saturday night that I watched it. Um, and therefore, I wouldn't have been able to tell you all about it on Thursday if I had done this vlog Thursday like I always intend to do and lately have not been doing. But, you know, got a bubble in the front of my shirt, sort of, kind of. So now for a lot of deep and positive and motivating quotes. I'm not really sure how deep or motivating they are, but they're toward the positive side at least, right? Oh, yes. Filtered with my thoughts about them. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts on most of these quotes. Glennon Doyle said, quote, "People who need help sometimes look a lot like people who don't need help." Of course, the basic meaning of that is you can't tell if someone needs help or not just by looking at them. So let me tell you from my personal experiences with people who are majorly stressed, depressed, and or dealing with loss or financial crisis. Most of the time, these people are not breaking down physically or emotionally because they are trying their hardest to make it through what they are dealing with and don't want others to worry about them or get stressed along with them. You know, it's like you don't want to take people down with you. They are being as strong as they can and just trying to survive their ordeals. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a way to get comfortable. I should have done this in the car is what I should have done. Come back out to the car and done it. But anywho's and ways. An unknown author said, quote, "Today you could be standing next to someone who is trying their best not to fall apart. So, whatever you do today, do it with kindness in your heart. And that is a quote that we see a lot of places and we hear very often. And of course, we should always endeavor to do everything with kindness because there's enough hate and disrespect and all of that in this world. You don't want to make things any worse, so you do it with kindness, and maybe that will cause a chain of people being kind instead of being rude and hateful, right? Quote, life is going to test you every single day, not to punish you, but to train you to have the strength for another day and guide you to become the warrior that you were meant to be. End quote. That is by Roger Lee. This is a beautiful thought. Hardships often feel impossible during the struggle, but once we have made it through them, they can help us realize even more is possible. Our struggles help us build strength and character. Um, but yeah, I read that quote and I was like, I have to include this one because it's just so true. Um, when you're going through struggles, it's like, why am I being punished? Why is life so difficult? And then once you've made it through it, it's like you don't always realize it or feel it even like right after, but it's like you become stronger definitely from the stuff that you do endure. I have been through a lot in my life, as I have said on my vlogs before, and it has made me a much stronger person. So, Elizabeth Gilbert, my little sister is a fan of hers. Elizabeth Gilbert said, quote, you need to learn to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life, work on the mind. End quote. There are times when it seems like I have trouble controlling my mind. Most often when I try to go to sleep, which is part of why I don't get a whole lot of sleep a lot of the time, and random thoughts continuously pop into my head. You know how that is. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're fortunate enough to not know how that is. The majority of people that I know have that issue at least part of the time. My way of dealing with this issue is to repeatedly count 1 to 100, which usually works very well for me. It helps me to relax and go to sleep. I was going to rotate my camera. Oh, there it is. Look at this cat over here. Isn't she pretty, pretty, pretty kitty? Anyway, I was trying to get her to do something funny earlier. She was playing with a ball and being funny, and I started filming her, and then she stopped doing it, of course. So, how many of you recall me saying this last time? And now for another Dell Carnegie quote. He has some really good quotes. I think I'm just going to look some up, and one day I'm just going to do a bunch of Dell Carnegie quotes. I looked up Benny Goodman quotes. A lot of his are super long, and I looked up Amadeus Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart quotes, because I figured that he had some really good, really witty ones, and a lot of them are just really kind of out there. So I was like, maybe not. But anywho, here is my Dale Carnegie quote for this week. Quote, remember, happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely upon what you think. So start each day by thinking of all the things you have to be thankful for. Your future will depend very largely on the thoughts you think today. So think thoughts of hope and confidence and love and success. End quote. He was a very wise man, and I really like his quotes. thought of something else just a second ago I was going to say, and I've lost it. But yes, Dale Carnegie has a whole lot of really good quotes. I do really like them. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I feel like this might be the one that I did, not the last Thinking Thursdays blog, but I guess since I have 5 now, it would have been in the third one. I think I might have done this quote in it, but it's still a good quote. And so true. Um, so, the man I dreamed of, excuse me, I've got some sinus stuff going on still, apparently. The man I dreamed of being like one day, the talent who was my reason for learning to play the clarinet, Mr. Benny Goodman, said, quote, sometimes when you start losing detail, whether it's in music or in life, something as small as failing to be polite, you start to lose substance, end quote. And that is so totally true. It's definitely something that has sometimes become hard to find is people being polite and kind, right? A polite word, a kind gesture, an act of kindness toward a stranger, even toward friends, coworkers, and loved ones, has often become hard to find, right? To be happy, I feel like people need to show others respect, kindness, and compassion. Being nice and helpful to others does not mean you are weak in any way. Got it? Being nice and helpful to others does not mean that you are weak in any way. In my opinion, it actually means you are strong or proves that you are strong. Actually, what I wrote here is, in my eyes, it actually makes you one of the strongest people in the world if you are nice and helpful to other people. And I may say this literally every week, but there cannot be too much love in the world. And I realize that today is Valentine's Day, folks, but I'm not talking about romance, but about loving kindness, compassion, and concern for other people. So that prompted me to look up the definition of compassion, wherein I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I kind of sort of knew that. So all 3 of those things are basically the same thing, right? Loving kindness, concern for other people, and compassion. Google defines compassion as, quote, sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others, end quote. I didn't really like the fact that it put sympathetic pity in there, but then I was reading a little more about it, and this thing was explaining how sympathy and empathy are not the same thing, and that when you are sympathetic toward people, that is showing that you have pity toward them. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. We tend to think of pity as a negative thing, but it's not always. It's not really even. But yeah, so basically, the definition from Google is saying that compassion is suffering together in order to help those in need or those are hurting to be able to heal from their hardships. So that is all that I have for my Thinking Thursdays blog for today. And as I said, I'm going to do the almost said Thinking Mondays. I'm going to do the Mystery Mondays blog later today. I will do it by no later than 11 p.m. tonight. Plan to do that live also, which I'm going to do on my laptop, so it will be public automatically. Whether this one is or not, who knows? But anyway, I am doing it on Missing Lena Chapin from, I believe the town she lived in was Sligo, or it was near Sligo, Missouri. I almost said Texas. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing it on. So please tune back in for it. Um, and I think that's all I have for right now. I really need to put some moisturizer on. Man, my skin is so dry. I was looking at myself in the mirror this morning. I'm like, wow, I look like a dried up turtle today. But anyway, um, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So everyone have a great whatever time of night or day it is in your part of the world. Stay safe and stay positive. And oops, I'm sorry. No. Ugh. You know what? It's not even giving me, it doesn't have a thing to end my video other than the X up at the top. So I guess I'm going to push it. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to stop streaming? And I'm going to say yes, but this is not the way that you did it the last couple of times. I had a thing that actually said end like it does when you're doing it live on your computer. So yeah, but anyway, I'm still learning the ropes here, guys, you know. Sometimes learning new things is not easy. I'm just glad that I finally made it to the point where I have enough likes and enough followers, enough subscribers, enough views, all that sort of stuff to actually be able to do the live mobile videos, though they've been a pain in my butt. But anyway, now I